Alright.
Good morning, afternoon, or evening. Welcome to a very special episode of NeuroSpicy. This is a big one, y'all. It's the baking episode. We're gonna make some little cupcakes.
I will mostly be taking an instructor role, since I kind of do this all the time. For those of you that don't know, I work at a bakery. This is my element. So we're gonna see how these two do. And we're gonna see how our NeuroSpicies play off of each other. We'll see. The ADHD in me is only kind of following the directions, and I'm kind of just gonna put everything into the bowl that the ingredients say. Because the instructions seem like a lot. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't look at it, because I know that's gonna stress you out. Okay.
Tenemos ingredientes.
Okay, Spanish one.
So what are we putting in the cake right now?
Butter.
Butter.
What kind of butter?
Unsalted. Okay, so 3 sticks go in there. Because 2 is a cup.
Should I wash my hands first?
I mean, like, probably.
You always want to wash your hands first before you start cooking.
You probably should have done this before we started filming. But yes.
This will be cut out in production.
Yes or no?
Well, Christian's over there doing what he should have done already. We will also... Okay. We're also going to be talking a little bit about some of our experiences in the school system, more specifically like through our college years. All of us are seniors about to graduate, so we should have some decent amount of material, like our coping strategies and different things we've done throughout the years to like make it through. I know. I've just been surviving by the skin of my teeth. I don't know about you guys. That's what I was doing when we were filming the other ones because I just kept zoning out outside of the thing.
I kept looking at y'all because I was like...
Slimy. 3 sticks of butter.
Slimy. Not my preferred texture of butter.
No, for real. Okay, while he does that, do you want to start measuring out the sugar to go in there with it?
Me?
Yes.
Sure. Hand me a cup.
It is 3/4 cup.
3/4 cup, so 3 of these. In here?
Yep.
Okay. Do I just drop it in right now?
Yeah, drop it in.
Alright, cool.
So this one we've technically had since like before I was born, and it's my family's. This one is mine till the end of time. It's my baby.
Get a look at that.
Oh, good lord. Where are y'all spoons? So quick on that, yeah. I won't lie, I like the components of baking more than I usually like the finished product.
I'm not gonna lie, sometimes me too.
Pretty sick.
Alright. Okay, Alice, start while I have Christian separate an egg and add the other one into it. Do you know what it means to separate an egg?
Yeah, there's like the white part and the yellow part.
Okay.
So, do I need to tell him?
And then you're gonna use part of the shell to hold the yolk while you pour the egg white out.
Stay put, you little bastard.
There is.
So this is gonna be the whole egg with the yolk in it.
So what are we doing with this one?
You can just go in because you do need a whole egg.
Okay, 1 whole egg?
Yeah.
Just put it in here.
Yep.
Cool. Alright, and then, so put the whites in here, yolk in here.
Yep.
Okay, cool, where's the egg? This is what I usually do.
Yeah, you broke it. Don't. I'm gonna start with asking questions because I feel we're too chaotic to do this any other way.
this is you.
What do you guys think is the biggest challenges you faced in school?
I touched on this a little bit in our episode about transitioning to the college period, but my hardest part, definitely in the start of my semester, was going from a completely controlled schedule with pressures from my family and a consistent school schedule to having to wake up on my own, set alarms, I just sleep right past them. My missing assignments would pile up and I'd just sit there and try to forget about it. I still couldn't. I'd just sit there stressing while I play video games or whatever.
I'd say mine is really similar, except I still live at home. So I still had a little bit of that controlled environment. Like, my mom will still walk in and be like, don't you have work or class or something? If I don't necessarily wake up. But outside of that, I felt like it was just maintaining my like schedule to like do my assignments, because I was always bad about that to begin with. So then when my schedule was like all messed up, like starting into college, it got worse.
Mine was definitely, I'd say, making friends, like talking to people. When I went in, I was like living in the dorms in the middle of COVID, and it definitely felt like I was like really out of place, and people seemed to be bonding really quickly, and I just was not on the same page as any of them. I got over it by joining like a club that was like really specific to one of my interests, which was TTRPGs. But if I didn't have that, I don't think I would have actually like bounced back the way I did. I think it's really important to like find your crowd, but mine was definitely like feeling involved on campus, or like I had friends and things like that.
That's fair.
It's funny because I don't actually think I struggled with the academics as much from my transition. I struggled maybe with time management a little bit, like not procrastinating and stuff, but my grades were always actually pretty good.
Oh, good for you.
I mean, I struggled in like things that I didn't like. Like, I hate math. I'm not a math person. So you put me in a math class, I was like, I hate this. This is awful. But anything that was like social sciences or like related to my major, I was pretty fine with, because it came easy to me. Like a house foundation. Good lord. Scissors, please.
That's not gonna open.
Yeah.
I don't even think scissors are gonna help.
Okay.
Boxes are limiting.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna do what I do every time I bake by myself, which is can't find something, make do. We need half a teaspoon. It is, yeah, but it's good.
No, where is it?
Instead of going out, I would just scoop and like. Here we can. I don't know.
Oh, that's why you're the pro. So I cannot speak as someone with an official ADHD diagnosis, but I do have diagnosed and treated anxiety, and there's a lot of comorbidity
Correct.
aligned with those, a lot of overlapping symptoms. I kind of struggle with paying attention to class sometimes. I hate going on my phone, you know. The anxiety in me is like, oh, I don't want my teacher to think I'm not paying attention, but sometimes I just gotta have something to do. I like these little numbers games where the numbers will keep just numbers. There's just a lot of numbers. Like, it makes my brain feel good, so I like to fixate on those, and it actually like it helps me concentrate just having something else to do. And like the other side of my brain, either that or if I got nothing to do, I like scratch myself, wiggle around on the keyboard. I like play with my little laptop charger, just something like that to keep that part of my mind at bay so I can fully focus on the task at hand. When I have a lot of homework to do, sometimes it can feel so overwhelming I just don't do any of it, which is counterintuitive, but that's just how my brain works. Sometimes I get like completely paralyzed in bed. I'll wake up and I'll have like 30 minutes to, you know, before I start getting ready, but then that 30 minutes passes and I feel powerless. And it isn't until I actually get up out of bed, you know, I stretch out, I take a shower, that I start to feel a little bit human. But this isn't a therapy session though, don't get me wrong, been there, done that. There's a lot of positives that I like about how my brain works. To begin with, I'm a sensory junkie. I love going to places like arcades and casinos and concerts where there's a lot of sounds and blinking lights and stuff. I love being stimulated. I can't get enough. Overstimulation, never heard of her.
Well, good for you.
I like listening to music a lot. I love listening to music. I'll just listen to the same songs over and over again, and I'll try to tune out to different parts of the song, understand why I like it. Like I'll listen one time for the drums, one time to see what the bass is doing, and that way I can kind of further understand everything. But that might also be my musical background. I just find myself getting obsessed with particular albums or even movies, and I'll just listen to them, watch them over and over again, try to understand why I love them. To me, that kind of creates like a time capsule, because then I'll go back to a certain record after like a year or so, and it all comes back, like the memories of how I was at the time, what I was doing. It's like a sensory flashback. I just start feeling like how I did when I was really into those things. While I can get distracted from things very easily, when I'm in the zone, it's very hard to pull me out of it. I've sat there and worked on papers or personal projects for hours and hours on end, to the point where I start getting hungry, but it's like, whatever, I gotta keep grinding. I just get completely obsessed and enraptured with it. It's all I can think about. Even when I'm not working on it, it's just always in the back of my head. This all kind of came to a total when I made a remix album last year. I worked on it from September to December, and I was just completely obsessed with the process of it. All I was thinking about, even when I was driving, I was listening to other songs and imagining how I could recontextualize those. Look it up on YouTube. I'll plug it right here.
All right.
So I also tend to find that my room tends to get very messy very quickly. It's one of those things where if I don't completely obsess over it being perfectly clean, one shirt will turn into 2 shirts, and then I eat food, and then it's a wrap around my nightstand, and then cups. There's so many cups everywhere, and yeah, it's a nightmare. So sometimes it'll get to the point where I can't even walk. Like I don't even have like a pathway to walk to my bed. The fitted sheet starts coming off. I don't care. I feel like the king of garbage. When I get sick of it, eventually I'll just wake up and be like, today is the day that I'm going to clean my room. Usually I bank on like going to work or class first, because when I come back, I feel at least like the slightest bit energized, like I'm ready to do something. I've already been productive today. Let's clean that room. And it takes like maybe an hour tops, and then I don't have to worry about it as long as I stay on top of it. It's just one of those things where you have to keep setting yourself back on track.
You find your own motivation? That's impressive.
Every once in a while, your boy can pull it out.
I clean my room when necessary. By that I mean when like people are coming over. Yeah. And it's not even like regular people. My best friends know how messy my room is. They got a deal. But like we were filming and I was like, dang.
I also struggle with the messy room. Mine's not really messy. It's not dirty in terms of like food and stuff, but it's mainly clothes. Clothes will pile up and things. I'm very disorganized, so like random trinkets
Everything.
will do it all.
Get this out of your way.
Semi-dry, semi-liquid, sort of a louse squid sort of consistency here. So now the louse squid is turning sort of more into a solid. I wish y'all could see this.
Louse squid.
Was that frosting? Were we making frosting?
No, this is
the batter.
All right, so we're making cake right now. Oh shoot.
As a diagnosed autistic person, I have my own little sets of symptoms and fun things. And like one thing that I also have the messy room, because I have really bad executive dysfunction of like, if I don't want to do something, I just can't do it. Even if I need to do it, I know I need to do it. I want to technically do it because I need to do it, but I don't want to. And so my brain's like, no. And that's really fun. I also get really bad autistic burnout, where if things are a little too stressful for a little too long, I'm kind of down for the count. I actually just recently got out of a burnout session where I got sick from it. I got like a cold and I was just down for the count for like a month. Don't recommend that. If you are someone on the spectrum, try to avoid burnout because it takes a lot longer to like recover from it than it does to prevent it. I also tend to just have odd body language, a lot of like fidgeting with my hands and being very closed off and stimming, a lot of playing with my hair. And so I always kind of look a little...
I bite around my nails. Like when I was younger, I used to bite my nails. I used to get like, my parents would get on me a lot for it, especially my dad. Like it really bothered him. And then I got older and they kind of pushed me. They were like, what if you like get your nails done? So then now I really like having them done. And I get a lot of acrylic, so I can't even bite them if I really wanted to. Mm-hmm. So then I end up biting or like picking at like the skin around them.
Yeah, I have. Oh, I'll mention another thing that a lot of autistic people struggle with that I don't think they always know the name of is something that I've recently discovered is called mind blindness, which is an inability to properly perceive people's body language and intentions. And this is something I've struggled a lot with in college because it can almost manifest as like paranoia, because someone will do something and because you cannot understand it, you'll be like, they hate me, they despise me, they must have done this to hurt me. And if you're not careful about that, you can act out on very like wrong assumptions. So keep that in mind. I want yellow.
So I would say we touched on it a little bit on a few episodes, but I did not even suspect I might have any type of neurodivergency. Specifically, ADHD is what I'm suspected of until I was in college. I was a STEM major, and not only was the college schedule really hard to do and like maintain for me, it was also not that interested in the classes, and the difficulty and the amount of attention they required was just not something I was able to keep up with. So that resulted in me leaving STEM, and then I became a communications major, which helped greatly, I think, because of the amount of time it required worked a lot better with the way I kind of study and focus and things like that. I do have a lot of the like nervous tics too. Something I always find really interesting about my brain is the way my memory works. I tend to be really forgetful. I zone out really easily in like conversations and like small things people tell me. But I have a tendency to retain like useless facts almost really easily. Like things that I see a lot in my job, of like weights or recipes, those tend to stick in really well, like movie quotes and TV shows, like song lyrics. If I'm like really engaged in the conversation, you can like say something once and I tend to remember it pretty well. Which I've also, some people do not enjoy as much.
What are we just doing?
I don't know, Christian, you said you're like really good with like sounds and like the sensory of like what the sound is. I tend to hyper focus a lot on lyrics. Like if I really like the lyrics, or I find them really fun to like sing, those are what I tend to pick up more in music than the beat itself. Like every now and then a beat can outweigh the lyrics, but more often than not lyrics outweigh the beat.
I wish. There's some songs I've heard 100 times I don't know the words to. I just be mumbling in the car.
Are you trying to make like an extra beefy cupcake or like?
I'm just trying to make a cupcake. I don't know what you're trying to do here. That's number 2 for all the folks at home. Which one do you want?
I want this one.
Go for it.
Can I lick these?
I'm not asking.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Let's take me back. I used to mess these up back in the day.
Back in the day.
All right, and now we're going to put these in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes.
I don't know if we should do that. Okay, Christian, let's not do that. Let's not do lip smacking. No, you're editing that one out.
Just do it now, because the frosting, because that has to sit in the oven, and then it has to cool. The frosting is going to take like 5 minutes.
Okay.
We'll be back.
All right, after that short little break, we are going to be making the buttercream. So we're going to start with 2 sticks of butter.
All in here?
Yeah. And then, why did I do this? I'm giving the messiest task to Christian.
Dang, you just opened this thing?
Huh?
They didn't give you any.
No, that one's an old one.
Okay.
I have an extra. Do you guys have any tips that you usually follow to like keep you on track or things like that in your day-to-day life?
Sink or swim, baby. My big one is having, maybe not a morning routine, but at least a morning ritual that
This is 2, right?
kind of sets me up for the day.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, I like to go out on the porch and eat breakfast in like the sun, and that kind of sets me up for the day. And if I don't get to do that, I get kind of sad. But it kind of helps my day be a little nicer.
I talked about it already, but mine's just like waking up and be like, today's the day. I'm gonna get things done today. And if I like immediately start off with that mindset and drink a bunch of caffeine, I'm usually set. All right, that's 2.5 cups, baby.
Awesome. All right. Plugging this in would be helpful.
Make sure to always plug in your mixers before you mix them. Whoa.
Maybe no, the spatula under the paper towel. Yeah, we have successfully made frosting.
Wow. Ooh, that's good.
Not bad. All right, we're gonna put on a little pause while our cupcakes finish cooling. All right, so slight technicality, guys. We lost some footage as it goes. However, these are the remains of our decorations. Christian's falling apart here. My little rose that has a chunk out of it. Alice has been disqualified, so let us down below the rose or the...
Vote in the comments down below. And we'll see you next time. Stay spicy.
We're sweet.